My name is Josh Jenkins. This is my FTT 201 practical application for week 7, the hydro dipping lab. Today is August 30th. For this first part, what we're going to do is we're just going to unbox everything, let everybody see what it's about. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with this. This is the hydro dip kit, so we're just going to pop that open real quick, see what we got. Get me in focus. So it looks like we've got the professional kit, and this looks like, okay, so these are going to be the instructions. So set those right here, and looks like we've got our kit. Sorry, looks like we've got our kit that has. Pop this open real quick. Use those teeth, right? So it looks like we have a pair of nylon gloves. This really bent up looking toothbrush. Looks like I have some degreaser cleaner, and I think that goes with this scuff pad right here. And it looks like we have some bleached tack cloth for wiping stuff down. So that's what's in that little bag right there. Here's the film, it looks like, and it looks like it's that kind of that Desert Storm Gulf looking pattern right here. Back that up a little bit. Set that down back in here. So then we've got a couple of these cans. So first one, so this looks like the activator. So this is the hydro dip activator. Let's see if I get that in focus. This looks like the tan base coat that we have to spray down. And then this definitely looks like the clear coat. So for me specifically, what I'm going to be doing, I've already taped this off. As you can see, this is a failed 80% lower that I was trying to do. So yeah, all I need to say about that. But I also have, I've taped this off because again, I'm going to treat it as though it were like something that I wanted to use. So I've taped off the metal part so I don't get any of the gunk in there. So that's what I'm going to be doing with that. So what you'll see next is me starting this up, and that happens right now. All right, for this first part, we're going to go ahead and following the directions that they've given us. We're going to go ahead and clean the lower that we have right here. I've already taped it off, so let me get me back in focus there. I've already taped it off, but I may have to retape it, but that's no big deal. But we'll go ahead and get this washed off real quick. The way they say that you need to get all the wax off using the pads that they provide. I'm going to start just by doing some soap and baking soda to both clean and scuff it up a little bit, because baking soda being a mild abrasive as well. But I'll also use the pads that they provide as well. So I'll go ahead and get started, and we'll speed this up a little bit. But yeah, here we go. All right, I've got this cleaned up, scuffed up. You can kind of see it right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dry it off a little bit more, and then I'm going to use the degreaser pad right here to finish it up. One thing I noticed is this is very abrasive itself, so I might have not needed the baking soda as much, but I don't think it hurts to have it super abrasive or have extra abrasion on here, because it needs a pretty good area to hold on to, the paint does. One thing I did also want to mention too is that I have gloves on because this stuff is super nasty. I feel like it would really mess your hands up. All right, there we go. What we're going to do next is we're going to take it outside and put that first base coat on it, and we'll go from there. So the audio was pretty terrible here, so what I did was, this is me putting on the first coat outside, and then I let it dry for an hour and put on the second coat, which is coming up right now. All right, it's been about an hour. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a second coat. Okay, except for getting it on my computer and camera here, I think we're good. I'm gonna go let this dry for another hour, and next you'll see me cutting out and laying for the dipping. For this next part, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure out my container here so that I can then cut the film that we have, cut it and then take the edges so it'll float on top. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure that up real quick. So come to it. So it looks like, you know what? Hang on. Remember what the rule between goofing off and science is taking notes. So I got to take some notes here. If I don't take notes, I'm going to forget it. So I'm going to want this to float on it just a little bit. So long ways is going to be just 27 inches. And width is going to be right at 19. So let's see see how long this is. This is going to be, you know what? I think it's just about going to fit over top. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. It's just at 19. So I'm gonna have to cut a little off the edge, but yeah, that's doesn't get much nicer than that. So what I'm gonna do, just by fun happenstance, my freezer here is 27 inches long. So we're gonna give that a shot. So what we're gonna do first is we're going to lay this out and cut it to the dimensions that I set, which are going to be 27 inches. So for this, when you're sticking this in the hydrographic tank, you want to make sure that you put the sticky side down. So to check that, what you want to do is get a little water on your finger. Go get a little water real quick. What you want to do is just find a corner of it, put your finger on it, leave it there for a second. Whichever side sticks, that needs to go down. So it's this top side. So what we're going to do, roll this out real quick. That looks about right. That side down there. Go get my handy dandy X-Acto knife. Don't tell my wife I'm cutting on the top of this. Lucky for me, that worked really well. So now what we're going to do, let's set this right here, is I'm going to tape off the edges real quick so I can float it in the water. All right, got that set up. So what we're going to do is, you'll see me, next step, you'll see me filling up my bucket here with warm tepid water. These between 86 and, instructions say 86 or 85 to 96. So I'll get the tepid water set up here in a minute, and you'll see me start to dip. Okay, so I've got it filled up. It's about the right temperature. Full disclosure, I had to recut my paper, my film, because it was a little long. Silly me, made it the exact width and whatnot, so I need to make it a little small. So I'm going to try doing that right now. I'm going to set it down there. I'm going to pull up my phone first. It requires me to put this on for 20 seconds or until it starts expanding, and then, or 60 seconds, excuse me, until it starts expanding. And then it says once it's done, I'm going to shake the activator too. So I'm going to go ahead and let me start me a timer for 1 minute. So do this. Grab this out of the way. All right, here we go. So get all the air bubbles out of it. Start my timer. Start. Now, I got a few air bubbles in there, so go ahead. Yeah, I got a few air bubbles in there, as you can see. So hopefully this, I don't know, we'll see. That seems to work. Josh's pro tip, blow bubbles out. All right, we'll see. That works remarkably well. Grab my piece. All right. Now it says wait. After applying that, it says wait 15 to 20 seconds. It says after we do that, in a slow, controlled fashion, put it down at a 30-degree angle. So we're going to go in this way. All right, next step is to go rinse all this off. So let's go do that real quick. Alrighty, so this is how that first side turned out. Looks decent. I mean, like I said, I like the patterning here. Blowing definitely helped. I got a small little line here from where I didn't set it 100%, so I'll try to get that out when I go back to the oven. So yeah, I used hot water, about as hot as I could stand, and I've just been rinsing this off for the last 5 minutes. So I've got a few little imperfections here and there. But overall, this one's for my first dip, this is actually pretty good. So I'm gonna get reset here, do another one, and we'll be right back. All right, we're gonna go for the second side here. I'm gonna set this down right here. I'm gonna make sure that we get this correct. Shiny side down. We're just gonna slowly lay this in the water. Yep, right there. No bubbles, no bubbles. Start the time. So it's doing its whole thing now. That's pretty cool. All right, we're gonna spray it now with this. Don't bring this crap in. All right, now we're gonna dip it. Much better the second time. I think the first time there was too much, or not enough activator on it. So yeah, let me go rinse this off real quick. I forgot a step, but not really forgot. I'm just coming back to it now. I had to go give me something to eat because I was tired, but I'm going to put this flat clear on here real quick. So we're going to do that real quick. Get this nice and shook up. Hopefully this doesn't damage it. I've seen some videos where this damages it, but hopefully not in this case. I'm gonna let that dry off, and we'll call this hydro dipping project done. So here is the other side after getting it cleaned up and washed off. Again, washed for about 5 minutes under real hot water till about couldn't stand it. So it turned out, this side turned out actually pretty good. Like I said, there's a few little places right here where it didn't quite get in, right up near where air got caught, but for my first time, I'm gonna say that's pretty good. Overall, it looks pretty cool. Like I said, there's only this little spot over here that where it kind of lapped over and there was a bubble. So obviously when it says no bubbles, it means no bubbles. And on this side, I didn't put enough of the activator on there. So I think that's why this side looks a little rougher than say this side, but overall it looks pretty good. So that's my, so this is my hydro dip for this. This is my week 7 hydro dip for 201. Yeah. I had a lot of fun. This was a cool learning experience. So thanks, and keep watching.